the Neighbourhood Witch, and today I'm going to be crafting a cleansing spell. A few weeks ago on this channel I unboxed a beginner witch kit that I got from Amazon, and it came with a selection of supplies to get you started. So I thought that today I would craft a spell using some of the items in the box, plus things like paper and pencil that you'd have around the house, just to show you how I would go about building a spell, if you like. And before I start, I do want to say that all of the herbs and crystals and paraphernalia that we all love them, they are aids to our spell work, but they're not essential. What you do need is a clear intention. Before I begin crafting my spell, I've done some research to find out which herbs and crystals have energies that are going to help my intention, and which deities are associated with the intention of cleansing and purification. So to find out this information, I used my reference books, but if you don't have these books, then there are lots of sites on the internet that you can go to find out the various correspondences. So some herbs that I got in the kit and that are associated with purification and cleansing are lavender, rosemary and hyssop. I'm also using salt, which is well known and being good for purification, and clear quartz, which, as well as being associated with purification, can stand in for any crystal. The colour that corresponds with my intention is white, so I have a white spell bag and a white candle, and again, white is a colour that you can use for any intention if you don't happen to have the right coloured candle or the right coloured spell bag. The deities associated with purification are Sekhmet from the Egyptian gods and goddesses, and Ganesha from the Hindu gods, so I shall be calling on them to aid me in my spell. I'm working this spell to cleanse and purify my space, my home. And I've taken a little bit of time to make it a positive statement, and I've written it as if it has already happened. So I haven't written my home will be free from negative energies, I've written my home is free. So I'm going to begin by crossing out all of the vowels. Now, Y, you can either count as a vowel or you can count it as a consonant. In this case, it's doing the work of a vowel, so I'm counting it as a vowel. So all of the A, E, I, O, U that are in my statement, I'm crossing all of them out. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cross out any duplicates. So M, H, and I've got another M there. Leave the N, G, so there's another N there, and there's another R there, and another G there, and have I got any other? Yes, I've got another S. So what I am left with is M, H, S, F, missed that M, R, N, G, T, V. So those are my power consonants. I have a grid with the numbers 1 to 9 across the top and the letters of the alphabet in rows underneath. If you want a copy of this worksheet, I'll put a link in the description box below. I'm going to use this to convert the letters into numbers. So let me see what I'm going to do. So first of all, I'm going to have M, and that's a number 4. So I'm going to write it here. And then H is a letter 8. I'm writing them down in order. S is 1, F is 6, R is 9, N is 5, G is 7, T is 2, V is a 4. That's a 4. So the numbers that I have are 4, 8, 1, 6, 9, 5, 7, 2, 4. So now on my map here, I'm going to start by drawing a dot in number 4, because that is my first, and then I'm going to draw a line from 4 to 8, and then from 8 to 1, and then from 1 to 6, that's a nice easy one, from 6 to 9, and from 9 to 5, from 5 to 7, from 7 to 2, and then from 2 back to 4. And because that's my last place, I'm going to put a little crossways line across the end of the line. So that is the shape of my sigil. I have my sigil empowered with my clear intention, and now I'm ready to release it into the universe and to get the magic working. So to do this, I'm going to make a spell bag. There's many ways of releasing an intention from sigil, but for the purposes of this video, I am going to make a spell bag. So what am I going to put in my spell bag? So the herbs that I have are lavender, rosemary and hyssop. They're all associated with purification and cleansing sacred space. They're all, as it happens, masculine herbs. Lavender is associated with Mercury and air. Rosemary is associated with Mars and fire, and it is actually the universal substitute of herbs. If you have a spell that calls for a particular herb and you don't have it, then you can substitute rosemary. And last of all, hyssop, which is again associated with fire, and it is a herb that belongs to Jupiter. Okay, so I also have some sea salt crystals that came in this little bag, and I have some quartz crystals. Okay, so when I opened this bottle, I fired quartz crystals all over the place. So if you have bought this set, all I'm going to say is when you open your little crystal bottles, exercise caution. So here they all are, and I'm going to put pinch of each into this little origami envelope that I've folded. I'll put a link in the description box below if you want to find out how to do that. Okay, so I'm just going to take just a pinch of each of these, and again, this isn't necessary. You can just put these things straight into your spell bag. I have my spell bag here, and here is my sigil, and I'm going to destroy it. And by doing this, as soon as I cut through that border, I'm releasing the energy into the universe. Now I could also burn it. Okay. And if I had my burning dish here, I probably would burn it, but I can't do that safely, so I'm not going to. Short answer. I have all the little bits, and let me fold up my envelope, and I'm going to pop it into the spell bag. So this is just a metal lid. I do have 3, 2, 1. So this is the white candle that came in the kit. It was actually next to the red candle, so now it's a slightly pink candle. I don't know how well that's going to show up on screen, but in real life it does have a definite pink tinge along the one side. And this is just an ordinary tin lid, and I do have fancy little candle holders that will fit these spell candles, but they are not that they didn't come in the kit, is what I'm trying to say. So what I'm doing is I'm warming up the wax on the bottom of the candle, and then I'm just going to press it down on to the tin. Just hold it there. So I eventually got the candle to stick into the tin lid. This was the way that we used to make candles stand up straight when I was a little girl and there was power cut and we needed candles and we didn't have any candle holders. So this is a blast from the past. Okay, so normally I would be casting my spell within my sacred circle, within my, and at my altar. I have cast a circle, very quick one, around my working space, and I'm going to now light my candle and invite the gods and the goddesses to witness what I'm doing. So I am calling on the goddess Sekhmet and the god Ganesha. And I'm going to hold my spell bag well above my candle because I don't want to set fire to it. And I'm going to turn it 3 times anti-clockwise or widdershins because I'm banishing. And I'm going to say, by my power, strong and free, I cast out negativity, pure and clean the energy that surrounds my home and me. And if I had my burning dish, I would burn these herbs. But what I am going to do is I'm just going to surround my candle with them, and I'm just going to let that candle burn down. And it's probably going to take an hour or so. So I'm going to open the circle and I'm just going to let that carry on. I allowed the candle to burn all the way down. It took about 2 hours. I didn't leave it on its own during that time because that would not have been a safe thing to do, and we're all about safety. So if you didn't have 2 hours to spend babysitting a candle, then you could use something like a birthday candle. They take about 5 to 10 minutes to burn down and the spell will be just as effective. I used the spell candle that I did because it came in the kit, and that's what I've been trying to do today, is to confine myself to using what came in that beginner witchcraft spell kit. So when it was burned most of the way down, I added the rest of the herbs so that they would catch fire in my little tin lid here. Don't have to do that. You can just return the herbs to the pot they came out of. I'm probably going to add these ashes to my little envelope in my spell bag. I do want to say that when I was wafting the spell bag over the candle flame, I got a little bit too close. So that's kind of done it for this spell bag, quite frankly. So don't do what I did, kids. You always be safe. Or alternatively, I could have just I could have just wafted the envelope over the candle flame, and that would have been just as good, and then I could have put it in the spell bag afterwards. But you know, every day's a school day, live and learn. So what am I going to do with it now? Well, it's new moon today, so I'm going to leave it on my altar for the next 4 weeks until the next new moon, and then at that point I will take it out, open the envelope and dispose of the contents. I will burn what can be burned, and what can't be burned I will bury in the garden. And that is it for today. So I do hope that you have enjoyed this little video, and thank you very, very much for staying with me to the bitter end. If you've enjoyed this, then come back another time and see what I've been up to. And but that is it. So merry meet, merry part, and have a blessed day. Bye bye.